Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So we'll be learning how to draft a basic pencil sketch. So let's get started. So today we won't be drafting on paper, we're going to draft directly on our fabric. I went ahead to mark my starting line and I'll go ahead to start inputting my measurements. So the elastic band I'll be working with on today's tutorial is going to be 1.5 inches. So if you decide to use 2 inches, good for you. So I'm going to be using 1.5 for 1.5. So I'm placing the 1.5, that is where I'm starting my measurement. So you're going to take your measuring tape to the 1.5 on that starting line, and I went ahead to mark my hip line for my customer or my client, and it was 10 inches. So the hip line I'll be working with today is 10 inches. Make sure you measure your client or use yours accurately. Okay, some people's one is 9 inches, some is 10, some is 8, but mine is 10 inches. Now after doing that, we're also going to mark our knee line. Okay, the same way I kept saying, put your 1.5 inch on that starting line, all right, because we're not adding the waistband to it. So I'm going to use 22 for my knee line. If you didn't measure your knee line, I normally just come down from the hip line by like 13 or 14, all right. That's if you did not measure, depending on how tall the person is. If the person is very tall, you can use 15 inches. So after marking the knee line, I went ahead to mark the skirt length. So this is a 3/4 skirt and I'll be using 33 inches, but I'll go ahead and mark 35 inches, 2 inches for our allowance. All right, so that's why I went ahead to mark. And because the way we'll be making it, our lining is going to be shorter, so the fabric will go inside, so you won't see the lining outside or anyhow, you're not going to see it. So that's why I marked, or I added 2 inches to the hem. So after that, I'll go ahead to mark my hip measurement. My hip measurement is 49 inches divided by 4. I marked it. I'll go ahead to also mark my waist measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches. So I marked my hip divided by 4 plus 2 inches, and that's what I marked there. Same thing on the waist. I'll go ahead to mark the waist divided by 4 inches plus 2 inches for seam allowance. You can try to add less or more. I usually add less, but because I'll be the way I'll be finishing the dress, so by the time we'll minus or however we sew it, you will be left with 1.5 inches. So in case of any adjustment, she asked me to put more allowance for her, so that's what I'm just doing here. And for the waist, I added 2 inches and I added 1 inch for that. So if you're using that on your skirt, you're going to add 3 inches. That's 2 inches for your allowance and 1 inch for your dart allowance as well. I hope that is clear. So that's what I went ahead to do, and I marked my dart line. That is my nipple to nipple divided by 2, my bust span divided by 2, that is 4, and that is where my dart is going to be. I hope that is clear. Good. So after going ahead to do that, we have to mark our knee measurements. So if you're making a pencil skirt, like if you watch my basic body tutorials, I've already explained how to do that. If you're making a basic skirt, or a straight skirt, you're just going to use your hip measurement to put on your knee, all right. But for me, that's what I just did here. On the knee, I went ahead to mark exactly what I had on the hip for new beginners that are here, so you don't get confused. But I'm not going to be using that one, all right. So this is just if you want to make it just a very straight skirt. So instead of coming in by 2 inches, which is like to make a pencil skirt, I decided to go in by 1.5. Why? Because I don't want it to be too prince, and I want her to be able to be a little bit comfortable because she has big laps, all right. That doesn't mean if you use 2 inches, if you come in by 2 inches, it will not be okay, but it's going to be more pencil than when you use 1.5. So it is better however you want it, all right. She's on a bigger side and her laps is quite big, so you want her to be comfortable around the knee. So on the nipple to nipple line, or the nipple to nipple point I marked, we're going to mark our dart intake. Remember, we added 1 inch for our darts. That means we're taking 0.5 on both sides for the dart. So that's why I marked there. And the dart length I'll be using for this skirt is 5 inches for the front. Okay, so that's why I went ahead to mark 5 inches, and I'm going to connect the darts. All right, I'm just marking this for marking sake for you guys, because I assume everyone watching is a beginner, and that's why you're watching this. So that's why I'm marking it. Normally I know what to do and I know how many I should be picking, but okay, so you're seeing what I'm explaining and it's getting clear to you. So by the time we saw our that, it is going to reduce how wide is the waist of the skirt is, because the waist is looking almost the same thing as the hip. So now on the starting point, I came down by 1 inch. Now you want to do this thing so that your skirt can sit properly on your waist, and your waist is not straight, all right? So that's why we are doing this whole thing, so that your waist, by the time you add your waistband and you wear your skirt, is going to sit on your body very well, and you won't be having any folding around your skirt. I hope that's clear. So that's why we did that. Now I'm going to not cut, I'm not going to cut that 1 inch. When if you want to know how we are going to go about that, you can watch, you let me know if I should post the sewing tutorial. But I'm not going to cut it, alright? But you can cut before you sew your dart, but I prefer to sew my dart first before cutting, so that everything will still remain intact. Because if you cut it first before sewing your dart, you're going to have shortage around the dart line, all right? So having done that, we're just going to cut the starting point, right? I'm not cutting the other one yet, so I went ahead to notch my dart. So I'm going to close up the dart first before I cut that 1 inch that I marked downward. I hope that is clear. So that's just what I'm trying to explain in the video. Now I went ahead to fold another fabric for the back. Remember, we'll be doing hip contouring for this. We have to make it in a way that the person will be comfortable and your skirt looks perfect on you. All right, so I went ahead to fold my fabric into two, and you can see on the center front towards the side, you can see that added excess, that's going to be where our zip is going to be. All right, so on the side, and then we're going to trim out the side to be exactly as it is for the front, while on the center front I already went ahead to demarcate a line, so that's going to serve as our center back. All right, I hope that is clear. So the place the mark is where the zip is going to be. I don't know if I'm explaining this well. So it is very, very easy. And then I went ahead to trim off the other one. So that means the side is just the same as the front, just that there will be difference around the zipper area. So in that center line I marked at the back, we are going to go in by 0.5 inch. Now you can start to go up to 0.75, but it all depends though. You do it, just do 0.5. Now if you've watched my basic bodies, you will understand the things I'm doing here, because we did this whole thing there. So we are trying to contour our bum bum. Okay, so on the hip line I went up by like 2 inches to connect to that 0.5. We don't want it to be directly on your hip line, all right, so that it doesn't look too pointy or somehow. So you are trying to make the bum bum to be more fuller or to be more round to contain your bum bum. All right, so that's what we're trying to do. So by contouring the back, we are able to get that. Now I'm going to indicate the knee line. Okay, the first step has been done on the waistline. We're going to indicate the hip line, and on the hip line I'll go in by 1 inch. I'll go in by 1 inch, all right, and then I'll connect. So after marking the 1 inch, I'll also come and indicate that this is my hip line, okay, so I don't get confused. I hope you guys are seeing, because the chalk I have is almost the same color with everything there, but the other ones. So on the hip line I came down by 3 inches, all right, because we need to connect that one into another point, and you don't want it to be on the hip line directly. So I'm going to connect that 1 inch to that 3 inches I came down by. Okay, you can come down by 2.5, but you can come by 2, but 3 is very much okay for me, and that's why I did. Now you can see that the whole thing is already looking, it's coming together. So I will go ahead to use another pen or another marker, sorry. I went ahead to use another chalk, sorry, to trace it so you guys can see what I'm doing. Now the same thing we did on the knee line, sorry, we are going to do it on the hem line. So the 1 inch we are going to extend it, and then we are going to connect that 1 inch downwards. All right, so that is what we have afterwards. And now we are going to start marking our zip allowance. Okay, so you're going to follow the lines, the new lines you've marked, and mark how much of zip allowance you want to add. I'm going to be adding 2 inches zip allowance. Normally I use 1 inch or 1.5 if I'm making ready to wear, but because I will be turning it, so I want by the time I'm done turning it, I'll be having at least 1.5 inch left. So I'm marking my 2-inch zipper allowance from the new line we've marked. I'm sorry the waistline wasn't showing out, but just have it in mind you're marking the new line you've marked is now your new center back. So you're going to start from there and mark your zip allowance. So that's what I'm doing here, and I will stop at the knee line. Okay, and I'll just go ahead to connect all these points together like so. So I've gone ahead to connect. I'm just showing you that this is our zipper allowance right now. Okay, so that's how you're going to sew your zip. So the next thing is from the knee line, you're just going to follow that 1 inch that we went inside. All right, I don't know if you understand, but by the time you're watching this video and you follow up, you understand better, meaning that from the new line on the center back, I will just come in by 1 inch. Already the 1 inch has been marked. All right, you guys have to go in by half an inch, so that when you're sewing that half an inch, you just sew it completely. By the time you start sewing it, you understand much better. So I'll just go ahead to cut out. I'm just trying so much to explain this to you guys so you understand. I assume that whoever that is watching this is a beginner, and don't worry, just take it small small, you understand. So I'll go ahead to cut it off, and we are almost done. Okay, so when you're sewing your zip or your zip allowance, you're going to stop at that point that 1 inch is. So that is where your that zip allowance stop. That's where you're going to stop. So this is what we have now. I'm just showing you guys that we've come to almost to the end of the video. You can see that on the bottom side is looking, you can see how it's looking round here and not like too round, but it's having that curve kind of shape that by the time you wear it, you're going to be comfortable. Now the same 1 inch that we reduced from the front by coming down, we also have to do that same thing to the back, so that by the time you wear your skirt will sit properly on your waistline and it's not be too up on the back. All right, but I'm not going to cut it after sewing our that's when we're going to come back and do the whole thing. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment in the comment section if you want the part 2 of the sewing. Thank